Hi, I'm Istvan Fekete, or if you met me in my younger days, Istvan Fekete. That is Istvan Fekete. So now I just go by Ish. I spent 15 years working in research administration, clinical operations, and contract negotiations, which basically means I've turned business, legal, scientific chaos into something humans can actually understand. Most people accidentally end up in research administration. Apparently, I decided to make it a personality trait. I've worked in both the public and private sectors. I started in tax debt resolution for a private firm and did a stint at the University of Chicago as its assistant director of contracts. And now I'm here at Attain Partners, where I help build consulting services around research operations, artificial intelligence, clinical trials, and process improvement. Somewhere along the way, I also became a nationally known expert for research contract negotiations, which is exciting while also being the least interesting thing to explain at parties. I've negotiated everything from federal contracts to corporate sponsored research to clinical contracts, built training programs, developed AI tools for negotiations, spoken at conferences, written publications, and redesigned complex processes for a variety of organizations, which is great because my favorite thing is fixing systems that make everyone slightly miserable. If you know how to do federal contracts subject to the FAR, corporate sponsored research, and clinical trial agreements, you're a unicorn in this industry, and please call me immediately. I recently completed a Chief Data and AI Officer certificate at the University of Michigan because apparently I looked at my schedule and thought, this is way too relaxing. Balancing this work with my bowling league and trivia has definitely been a challenge. But this has put me in a much better position to help organizations ensure that they are extracting value out of their AI use and not just AI into AI. I'm a big believer that leadership should actually help people, not just create more meetings. I love mentoring teams, building new ideas, and finding ways to make difficult work feel a little easier and a little more fun. The nicest thing anyone ever said to me was a direct report that said he leads like a human being. If you ever want to talk about AI, clinical research, contract strategy, or why every workflow somehow ends up living in Excel, I'm your guy.